For most of the internet's history, we were told we had to make a trade-off. Either services could be convenient or they could be private, but never both. Personalization required data. Speed required tracking. Security required identification. Or so we were told. In recent years, a new class of technologies has emerged to challenge that assumption. They're known as privacy-enhancing technologies, or PETs. Their promise is bold: to allow data to be used without revealing identities, to enable personalization without surveillance, and to protect privacy without breaking the internet. But this promise creates a paradox. If privacy increases, does convenience suffer? And if convenience is preserved, is anonymity truly real? This is the PET's paradox. At the heart of the modern internet is a simple economic reality. Most online services are free because users pay with data. Search engines, social networks, maps, email, and recommendations all rely on collecting information about behavior, preferences, and identity. This data makes systems smarter. It reduces friction. It allows websites to remember who you are, what you like, and what you'll probably do next. Privacy, traditionally, disrupts this flow. If data is hidden, services become less personalized. If identities are masked, fraud becomes harder to detect. If tracking is limited, monetization becomes more difficult. For decades, this led to a false binary: privacy versus usability. Privacy-enhancing technologies aim to dissolve that binary. PETs include tools and methods such as encryption, differential privacy, secure multi-party computation, federated learning, and zero-knowledge proofs. While the math behind them is complex, the idea is simple: allow computation on data without exposing the data itself. In theory, a system can learn patterns without learning individuals. For example, federated learning allows models to be trained directly on user devices. The raw data never leaves the device, only small aggregated updates are shared. Differential privacy adds statistical noise so individual users cannot be identified, even in large datasets. Zero-knowledge proofs go even further. They allow one party to prove something is true without revealing why it's true. You can prove you are eligible, authenticated, or compliant, without exposing your identity or personal data. From a technical standpoint, this is a remarkable shift. It challenges the assumption that surveillance is necessary for scale. But this is where the paradox emerges. While PETs protect privacy mathematically, convenience depends on more than math. It depends on speed, simplicity, and seamless user experience. PETs often introduce computational overhead, complexity, and design trade-offs that are invisible to engineers but very visible to users. Encryption takes time. Privacy checks add steps. Anonymity complicates recovery, support, and trust. A system that protects privacy perfectly but frustrates users will fail. History shows this clearly. Technologies that demand effort from users, complex settings, manual controls, or constant consent prompts, rarely achieve mass adoption. Convenience is not a luxury. It is a requirement. There is also a deeper tension. Many online interactions depend on persistent identity, even if that identity is pseudonymous. Recommendations improve when systems recognize patterns over time. Security improves when behavior can be compared historically. Abuse prevention often relies on reputation and continuity. True anonymity breaks continuity. As anonymity increases, systems struggle to distinguish between legitimate users and malicious ones. Spam, fraud, and manipulation become harder to control. PETs can reduce these risks, but they cannot eliminate them entirely without reintroducing some form of identity. This leads to a subtle compromise. Most PET-based systems do not eliminate identity. They redefine it. Instead of a real-world identity, users are represented by cryptographic proofs, temporary identifiers, or locally stored credentials. You are known enough for the system to function, but not known in a way that allows easy tracking or profiling. Privacy becomes contextual rather than absolute. From the user's perspective, this raises an important question. If a system works seamlessly, feels personalized, and remains free, is privacy truly being preserved or merely abstracted? The answer depends less on technology and more on incentives. PETs are powerful, but they are neutral tools. They can be used to minimize data collection or to make data collection more palatable. A system can claim privacy while still shaping behavior, optimizing engagement, and extracting value, just in more opaque ways. This is why regulation, transparency, and trust matter as much as cryptography. The future of PEDs is not about choosing anonymity over convenience. It is about designing systems where privacy is the default, not the setting. Where users do not have to understand the math to be protected. Where convenience does not require constant exposure. In that future, anonymity and convenience do coexist, but imperfectly. Privacy becomes a spectrum, not a switch. Identity becomes flexible, not absolute. And trust shifts from platforms to protocols. The pet's paradox remains unresolved because it reflects a deeper truth about the internet itself. Technology can reduce trade-offs, but it cannot eliminate them entirely. The real question is no longer whether privacy and convenience can coexist. It is who controls the balance and who benefits from where that balance is set. If you enjoyed this deep dive, like the video, subscribe to Talking Tech, and share it with someone who cares about privacy in a digital world.